Hey everyone, it's Mike from SEOTpreneur. Today I'm going to talk about how to get email subscribers from your TPT blog. And the reason why we do this is because, we're trying to build relationships with people, right? So if people know about us, if they like us, then they trust us, which leads to sales. So that's an adage from the internet. And one of the things that I was sort of reflecting on today, and if you're a part of SEOTpreneur Pro, you can watch the Zoom recording from the website. But one of the things that I've been thinking about, let's make this a little bit bigger, is this idea that, okay, if you're just a TPT beginner, you're starting your store, just create content, see what happens, and then you start to make some sales. And it's exciting. You're a TPT tadpole. And then you start putting out more stuff. You figure out what works, what doesn't work, and then you get a couple of sales. And then maybe you get 10 sales on a product. And then we're calling that TPT tadpole is now a TPT hamster because you're on that TPT content creation hamster wheel where you're just churning out content and you're trying to figure out what works. But eventually what you figure out is that, hey, if I become known for this thing, if I become known for grade 6 math resources or, high school science resources or whatever it is, if you become known for that, then people tend to watch you more, right? And so the myth of TPT is that the more content you create, the more money you make. And the reason why that's a myth is because it's not like a one-to-one relationship. It's not like if you make so much money with 200 resources, then if you have 400 resources, you'll double the amount of money. It's not that easy. And the reason why that is because lots of us, we kind of do different things, but imagine that you're following a TPT seller and sometimes they put out math resources and you teach grade 6 math. And sometimes they put out math resources. Sometimes they put out science resources. Sometimes they have history resources. And you're like, no, that's not really me. So you kind of pay attention. Whereas if you only put out grade 6 math resources, you are hyper focused on that because every time they publish something in your feed, that's exactly what you want. And so then you become a very engaged viewer, right? Or engaged person, and you come back and you buy, especially if the content is great. So the idea now is like, as a hamster, you sort of start to churn out this content, but eventually when we become TPT hawks, we start to develop this idea that actually selling on TPT is like any other business. There's more to just creating the content. You have to figure out how to get the eyeballs. We call that marketing. You have to figure out how to write your product description so that people want to buy because you've communicated clearly what the value is in the resource. So if they have so much value, then they get, and they only have to pay a little tiny amount, then this is incredible value for them. They'll buy more, right? And so the product description is important from the sales process because you're describing what you get. You're reducing the risk that they feel when they buy your stuff from an unknown stranger. And then once they start to take that risk and they buy, and then they buy more, they start to see the quality of your stuff, so they buy more, right? So the TPT hawk game is recognizing that this is an actual business. And if this is an actual business, then, I bet you I can make this big, right? If this is an actual business, then the name of the game is we get product page views. They like our stuff, so then they look at the preview. They like the preview, so then maybe they put it on the wish list or maybe they buy. That's how it works. And what happens at the TPT hamster, the TPT tadpole, the TPT egg game is all we're thinking about is posting the content on TPT because that's where the search traffic is, right? They're the market leader in the US in terms of sheer volume of people visiting. It doesn't matter if some schools are blocking access to the site because if you have highly engaged people, they will follow you and open the links. Right. So I was thinking about this today. What I really need to do, my strategy is to use the blog and my email list to get product page views on TPT, right? Because if I cultivate that community, if they start to like what I produce, then the more product page views I have, the more eventual sales I make. But today I was thinking about, okay, what I really need to do is figure out how do I get them from my website into my email list? Like, how do I build that relationship with people? And the way you do that is with an email list. So my strategy is I have my website where I am building my trust and I'm developing organic search content that people find me on Google. And then I have my email sign up form, right? So the email sign up form for me is going to be on my website, but it doesn't have to be there. It could actually be on like ConvertKit or MailChimp, they have landing pages and you could send them directly there, right? But I like to build on my own land. So I like to build on my domain name, which means I'm going to put my ConvertKit there, right? So the idea is they land on this contact form, they fill out the contact form, the email form, and then they get the email saying, confirm your email. And then over time, you send them resources, materials, and then eventually they click on the link and they buy something from TPT. So that's the funnel. And the more page views I have, the stronger a relationship I build with teachers who follow me. Then eventually they'll love all my freebies. And then if my freebies are solid, then they'll be like, okay, if the freebies are this good, the regular stuff is this good, right? So that's the idea here. So today I'm going to talk about how to get subscribers on your TPT blog. And I'm using ConvertKit, and there is a blog post. I'll put a link in the video description, but there's a post on SEOTpreneur where I talk about why I'm using ConvertKit. But I'm going to log into ConvertKit very briefly. I know lots of TPT sellers like SendFox because they have a great rate where you pay a certain amount and you get unlimited whatever. You get what you pay for, right? So you're either paying in time or you're paying in money. And at this stage of the game, I'm going with ConvertKit because I know of a TPT seller who's in the third milestone, and this is how they first hit success with their Facebook ads. Facebook ad goes to ConvertKit landing page, goes to the thank you page, which allows them to retarget more Facebook ads. But that's a different story. So ConvertKit was the magic that they use. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, so I have, you can click on grow and landing pages and forms. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a landing page. And so I have a bunch of them here, but I'm starting to get confused between all of my leads and sign up forms. So I'm going to create something new here. And I want to have a form because I'm going to embed it, but you can obviously click on landing page. I'm going to make my form inline. All right, so they have a bunch of different options here. I'm going to go with just the mills, just this one here. I could put an image here. The image shows you what you get when you download it. That's not bad. Maybe I'm going to choose this. The reason why I'm doing this right now, because I already have a sign up form on my website. But what I realize is I'm starting to get more complex. I'm trying to nurture people into a sales funnel, which is like an email funnel where I give out 7 funnels, like 7 freebies. And I'm starting to nurture and show that relationship. If you're just watching this, 3 of you just jumped on, which means the email just went out through the system. Hey, welcome aboard. I'm talking about trying to nurture that relationship through an email list, ultimately to get those links to TPT. All right, so here's the join the newsletter on my EduCircles website. Here we go. So I have here, yes, please. And I have this join the club, and I have a picture of something. I'm not sure that I love it. I'm not sure it shows exactly what I have. But what I have here, I'll show you what I'm going to, like how it works. So I go mike@SEOtmindset.com. You can have an infinite number of Google emails just by adding plus and a number. So I'm going to go 2309.30 to show that this is a test. And I'm going to say Mike delete because I want to delete this, because when you have an email, so now it says success. Now check your email to confirm the subscription. So what I'm doing right now is called double opt-in. I'm just going to go into my email on the side here. I like double opt-in, and here's why I like double opt-in. So I'm just going to click on this email just so you can see it here. Okay, so the reason why I like double opt-in is because single opt-in means they get signed in right away to your email list, but that means every spam email address that fills out that form because they have a bot, you're going to get that spam email address. And if you start to send email addresses to places that aren't reliable emails, then the email providers like Gmail, Hotmail is like Microsoft has an incredibly aggressive spam filter. They'll start to say, hey, this is kind of spammy. And then, you get a bad rep. And if you get a bad rep, then the email spam bouncers don't like you. Your stuff doesn't go through. So I always use double opt-in, which means they get this email that says, hey, thanks for signing up. Click the link below to confirm your subscription. It says active reading, but it can be everything. So I have an existing sign up form. The problem is it's not going into my email funnel where I have 7 people getting freebies. If I click confirm your subscription, right, it instantly downloads my PDF. So that I love. And in fact, here's my PDF right here. I am going to download this just onto my computer. Let's just click it here. Okay, so here's my PDF. So you're going to have to create a PDF freebie, and your freebie has to be awesome, beyond awesome. It has to be the best of the best. I felt this way, and I was surprised that Enrica agrees with me. She said this in the last live stream. You should watch it. And also sign up for the SEOTpreneur newsletter if you're not there already. Because in the SEOTpreneur newsletter, I just sent out an email. Enrique and I this week in our live stream, we discovered something that shouldn't have boosted her SEOT ranking, but it did. And we're not really sure why it did. So if you go to the SEOTpreneur.com, I'm not sure why the internet doesn't like me. There we go. There's a sign up form here, and it has more information about this one weird trick that we did. And she went from page 2 to page 1 in 5 minutes. It was crazy. It was very freaky. But anyway, Alex Hormozi, I listen to religiously. I listen to a lot. Google him. But basically, his point is people judge you on your freebies. And if you have a crappy freebie, they will say, okay, this is crappy. This sucks, right? And they will Alex Hormozi's point, based on his experience taking companies from 0 to million, right, or 30 million, is people will destroy you they'll destroy your reputation based on the freebie, right? Like this isn't very good. I'm not going to get it. Whereas if you have an awesome freebie, high quality freebie stuff that legitimately adds value to them, it solves a problem for them, then your people are going to be engaged and they're going to want to see what else do you have. And if you constantly send them really good freebies, then eventually they'll like, okay, I want to upgrade because I get more in the full package. So this is what my freebie looks like, right? Like this is my how to 10x student engagement. I'm repurposing something that I have from TPT. So if I go to Teachers Pay Teachers, if I go to my store, just so you can see it, right? And I'm walking through the strategy here. But if I go to Teachers Pay Teachers, and it's part of my reading comprehension bundle, but I bet you I can go here. So reading comprehension bundle. And so this is the bundle that I'm trying to upsell to. And hello, 10X. Where's the 10X? Here we go. So this is the actual freebie. And rather than sending them to my TPT store, right, to get this freebie. Oh, sorry. This is a paid resource because the paid resource includes the slideshow lesson, whereas the freebie is just a PDF. So there is a little bit of an upsell in here, but really what I'm doing is I'm giving out the freebie portion, which is, if I look in the preview here, which is just how to do a say something. So I'm not including everything. I'm not including the slideshow lessons that you get in here. So there's still value on here, but it's still a really good freebie. So the freebie, what I learned from Computer Creations, who had a 10K month by offering a really good freebie, I saw that they were upselling. I saw how they upselled, and they just had pictures to their resources. So I copied that format, and then I have here links to the resource. And even though I've put UTM links in here, UTM links may or may not work, right? They are finicky at best. But if they work, then you know that proof of concept is there. So anyways, I have the freebie, and then this is the stuff that you could teach this lesson by yourself if you want to. The handout is enough to teach the lesson, but the slideshow lesson is for people who want to have a more engaged thing. So this is a quality freebie that I think is worthwhile. And then when they click on this button, they instantly get the freebie. And then if I go into ConvertKit, I don't want to lose that page, so let's just go here. App ConvertKit. So if I go to ConvertKit, I should, it says new subscriber, so I can see it's right there. I don't want to actually start to pull into the names here. Okay, so what I want to do, and by the way, because I'm doing the automate thing, ConvertKit, I think it's like 1,000 free subs before you have to pay. And then once you start paying, their plan starts at 300. But I'm paying at 300 because I want to have this feature where I can have a sequence. And the sequence that I'm trying to tidy up, so I have the sequence, I ran it with paid ads, but it's this 6 C's funnel where basically on the side here, I give away 7 freebies. I didn't make the entire sequence all at once. I work, my philosophy is to build in public. And so I made the first freebie, and there's a setting in ConvertKit where basically they'll stay in that sequence until you publish the next one, the next one, the next one, with the visual funnels. So basically from here, I know that this freebie, and each freebie has a solid resource. And this is my first attempt. This is version 1, but I can see the first freebie. So after they got whatever the handout was, right? They got this 48% click-through rate, like 48% of people. So this is paid traffic, but paid Facebook ads. Of the 75 people I bought, half of them opened the email, and of the 75 that I sent, 13% actually clicked on a link, right? So this gives me a chance to sort of see like, okay, here are the freebies. I can see this freebie, global citizenship, caught people's eyes. And I can see what kind, I can see people unsubscribing, and that's good. If they unsubscribe, they probably won't like my stuff. So the people who make it to the end of the sequence, I know they're really going to like my stuff because they made it through here, right? There are ways to unsubscribe people and cold subscribers and stuff like that, and to automate that process, but that's a different conversation. So right now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create the sign up form, join the newsletter. So I want to be more specific. I'm going to say, and I really should have a handout of the resource. I wonder if I can put a handout of the PDF. Maybe I can. Is there a way for me to do that really quickly? Maybe. So here's my PDF. I should probably make something pretty. How to do idea volleyball. Maybe I'll just make this as a screenshot. I'm going to hide that picture. Can I just, obviously there are better ways to do this, but let's just snap that. I'm going to save this image, open Snagit editor. Sorry, this is going to take a while. Here we go. Let's download this picture file. How to do idea volleyball. I'm going to just go to downloads, going to create a random place, download for September 30th. So I'm just creating an image, right? And it doesn't matter what you have, just get something up and you can fix it later. So 10x handout page 1. Okay, so I'm just saving this image. All right, so let's go back over here. This is what I actually have, but I'm creating a new one here. So let's add this picture, choose an image. Let's choose a file to upload. I just downloaded it. So here it is. There it is. There's my picture. Okay, so join the newsletter. I want a call to action about what they get. What's in it for me? I'm going to say 10x student engagement, because that's the pain point. Students are bored. So let's 10x student engagement in any class, right? Subscribe to get this free handout, to show your students what to say, i.e. student engagement. There's a better way to say that. It's good enough. All right. So what information do I want to collect? I want to collect their email address, but I actually want to collect custom field. I want to collect their first name, and I want to collect another custom field. I made a custom field last name already. All right. And so I am going to click on subscribe in a second, but I'm not going to do that right away. The way that you get, I am going to hit save though. Actually, let's change the name. So what am I going to call this? EduCircles lead form version 2023-09-30. Okay, so there's my form. I'm going to hit save. I can hit preview. Let's see what that looks like. Good enough for now. All right, 10x student engagement in any class. So that's the pain point. Don't just say, join my newsletter, because that doesn't solve a problem. Find the pain point that you're solving. So as teacherpreneurs, here's any business model. Dan Meredith, Dan Meredith, his business model is find a group of people in pain, learn as much as you can about them, create a solution to their pain, sell it to them. So start with the pain. The pain is that they're bored. I'm implying that their students are bored because they're not engaged. Here's the solution: 10x student engagement in any class. I really should change this handout because it says reading, but really that'll happen later. Okay, so exit preview. So that's my form. I'm going to hit publish. Publishing it doesn't do anything. It just turns it live so that if the information comes from a website or whatever, it'll actually show this published. So I just published this form because now I have to embed it. Something else that I'm going to show you really quickly is I can create on my subscriber page, subscribers. All right, so oops, I don't want to show that. I'm going to go into, where am I going to go? Maybe I can't show it here. Okay. All right, so I'm using ConvertKit. I highly recommend ConvertKit, obviously because I have an affiliate link, but obviously because I'm still using it as well. There's no affiliate link in this video. But if I go to educircles.org, so yes, I do pay for ConvertKit for their free version, or for their 300, their lowest tier version. So I went into plugins and I activated the ConvertKit plugin. So if I Google up ConvertKit, if I could spell ConvertKit, there we go. So there's Google ConvertKit. I activated on my WordPress site. I click on settings. And here are my general settings. I've already activated it. And if I, all right, so if I go into, where is my tools, ConvertKit? So now if I go onto my homepage, I like to find my web pages by going to the front. Why am I not signed in? Let's just reload the page. There it is. So now it's refreshed. I'm going to hit edit page. Okay. So if I click edit page, so now I'm going to edit the homepage. I find if I'm using WordPress, that's the easiest way to edit a specific page rather than going into the page background, like the dashboard, trying to find it. So here it is. Now, where do I have my ConvertKit? Here's the ConvertKit, which is part of here. I have this old form. I want to change it. I have this 10x EduCircles form. Here's the form I just made today, EduCircles lead form version 2023. So some of you, you're new to WordPress. I'm going to show you how easy it was. So here I am in the section. I'm just going to hit this plus. I'm going to browse all, which opens it up on the side. I like ConvertKit's plugin because, again, I can't spell. Here it is, ConvertKit. It has some blocks automatically. I want to add a form, so I'm going to click on this form. Select the form using the option on the side. So here's the form. I'm going to select EduCircles lead form. Boom, there's my form. I'm going to hit update. Excuse me, give me a second. All right, so now when I open this page, I have 5 viewers. If you just joined, welcome aboard. What I'm doing right now is I'm using ConvertKit to get more subscribers who visit my forum. Watch the beginning of the video because I'll explain why ConvertKit, and I'll also explain the theory behind high quality freebies, right? So if I scroll down, here is my form right away. Email address, first name, last name. Why am I asking for first name, last name? Okay, I wouldn't recommend this if you're just starting. If you're just starting, you want to have as little friction as possible to get people to sign up, which is why it's often just email address, because email address, boom, submit. Excuse me. The reason why I'm asking for first name and last name at the subscribe at my level of the game, and this is an experiment. I might turn it off later on, just go with first name, right? Because maybe people will be like, last name, I don't want to give it. Or maybe people who really love my stuff will be, I love it so much, yeah, I'm okay with giving my last name, or they give fake names. Doesn't really matter. But in today's Zoom homework club, I talked about, in SEOTpreneur Pro, you can watch the replay. I talked about how I'm trying to match, like how do I figure out if my approach to niche down on my Ontario niche is working? Well, the only way I can know if that's working for my website is more traffic views. Does that lead to more sales? I have to be able to tie the figures in for proof of concept. So that means I'm going to go with, if your first name, if your last name lines up with the sales data and TPT, then I know it's not going to always work because people give pseudonyms and stuff like that and fake names. But if it does work, then it's going to be better than whatever that metric is, right? Because that metric won't capture all of them, but if their email address, if I see like, whoa, they're active in my email stuff and they're buying stuff from my store, then this strategy is working, right? So that's why I'm asking for a last name, but maybe in 2 weeks when you visit this page, maybe that won't be there. Who can say? All right, so that's the handout. Now, if I go back, I shouldn't have published it live because it's not ready yet. So, okay, so here's the form. Let's go back to that form, landing page. I was probably overzealous, but okay, so where is today's date? See, too many forms. This is the one I'm working on. I'm going to actually edit this. I'm just going to put period at the beginning. Actually, I'll put that one just so that it gets sorted at the front. So the reason why I probably shouldn't have launched it right away is because there are some settings we need to touch base with. Okay, so they fill out the form. It says success. Domain name, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to leave it on the ConvertKit landing page stuff because it's embedded. People won't see that. Incentive. All right, so that's what they get. That's what ConvertKit calls that first double opt-in message. So I'm going to edit this email content. I'm going to say, thanks for signing up. Click the link below to download to get your 10x handout, right? And confirm your subscription. Great. It's good to have you. Confirm your subscription. So this is a button, right? But I'm not able to connect it. It's just, that's just going to be the way it is. It clicks on it. From address, I can send it. I've set up my ConvertKit account before, so that's why I was able to set which account it is. By the way, some people ask, like, should I separate my professional website from my TPT website from my whatever website for ConvertKit because you're paying by leads, right? And for me, I've decided to put like my EduCircle stuff and my SEOTpreneur stuff all in ConvertKit because that saves me money. But also those people are the same people because I want people who love EduCircle stuff. I want them to start selling on TPT because that is the ultimate 21st century learning thing, right? But I'm able to sort and choose which email address. I'm going to choose Mike from EduCircles. I'm going to hit save. All right. Do not click auto confirm new subscriber because then you're going to fill up with spam or, you know, people can troll you. They can go up and sign their friends on your email list. So let's not do that. And then after confirming redirect link, redirect to, I'm going to click download. And this is where I'm going to choose the file, my freebie. So my freebie, where is my freebie? I downloaded it somewhere bizarre, I think. Sorry, I got to find out where I downloaded it. Here's the 10x freebie. Where did I download it? I downloaded it here. So let's upload my freebie, choose a file. So let's just upload this freebie. Hello, freebie. I don't even know what you look like anymore. Oh, sorry, too many freebies. Details, let's sort it by date. 10x, here it is. All right, I'm gonna hit save. All right, so now, I don't know if I have to hit publish, but I'm going to hit publish again because it's a big red button. So now what happens is when they confirm, they immediately get this download, which I love. They get it right away. And then advanced stuff, I'm going to continue to show the form because I want them always to have that option. I am going to put on an invisible reCAPTCHA, which helps cut down on spam. Okay, some of you are thinking, I use MailChimp, I use whatever. Here's the secret why I like ConvertKit. And I found this out with one of my TPT sellers that I coach. They wanted an email list, but the problem is they had MailChimp. We set it up, we tested some things, and they discovered on MailChimp that you have to put in a real business mailing address that people can mail you. That's the law. It's part of this anti-spam regulation. And that sort of stopped them with MailChimp. And then what I discovered in ConvertKit is they've figured out a way. So what they do is they let you use ConvertKit's headquarters business address so that any mail that gets sent to your address based on their ConvertKit's mailing address, they will scan the PDF and email it to you. And that meets the legal requirements for having your business information. So that's why as a TPT seller, you will love it because you don't have to give your home address because not everyone's comfortable with that. And you don't have to pay for a business address because I have like a PO box, or I pay for a virtual mailbox, like a mailbox, so I have a mailing address, right? And if you don't have that, because those are extra things, then just ConvertKit lets you use their stuff. So it's easy to start with ConvertKit for free. Okay, if you want more information, video description link has a link to my ConvertKit information page. So I'm going to hit save here, invisible reCAPTCHA. All right, so I'm going to hit publish. All right, and if we're just beginning, we don't have high traffic on our site, so no one's going to have tested this already. But if I wanted to test this out before I made it live on my site, then I would just go into an incognito, go to the ConvertKit page, and I can type my information in here directly. So let's test this out. Let's see what happens. All right, so I'm going to go to ConvertKit. EduCircle is going to go to the page here. Give it a second to link. Here's my new landing page. So I'm going to put a test email address here. And the Google trick is you can add anything after the plus sign and it still goes to the same email address. So this is going to be at 9:51 a.m. My first name is Mike Delete. I put Mike Delete and I put Kuchigami Delete. So then it's easy for me to know, okay, I can delete this later because it literally says delete. Because if you have a lot of test email accounts, the deletes help with that, right? Let's hit subscribe. Give it a second. Boom, success. Now check your email to check your confirmation. All right, so I'm going to go over here. I'm going to check my email. I'm going to check my work account. I'm going to make this bigger. Support, no, Mike at, all right. And let's just make this bigger. All right, so I'm just going to zoom in here just a little bit, email privacy. I can see right away, it's 9:52 right now in Ontario. It is 9:51, so a minute ago. The email from ConvertKit went out instantly to the person, right? It got into my email address and it says, Mike from EduCircle is important. Confirm your subscription, right? Thanks for signing up. Click the link below to get your 10x handout. Confirm your subscription. Confirm your subscription. And boom, there's the download that I have. So already I'm feeling warm fuzzies towards you because you just gave me something of value, right? This is a high quality thing. Maybe I'll look at it. Yeah, I recognize that there's going to be some, like, I kept it short and sweet, the licensing and stuff. But here's the handout. I can see it right away. I quickly get it. I know how to download it. And then maybe if I love this because it's so much value, yeah, actually, that was really good. Okay. Well, then I'm going to get the full resource, right? Or I'm going to get the 10x reading. And these are, I'm just going to hit, I'm just going to open it up here. These are links to my TPT store. So the idea is if you love the freebie, then I'm hoping that, okay, I actually want the full product, right? And then I can see, okay, and this upsells to a $42.50 product. Right at the beginning, they might not be ready to buy it. They might be, oh, that's too much, $42.50. But I'm hoping that over my sequence of emails, then eventually they'll be like, okay, yeah, actually, this is really good. I like the freebies. I want to unlock the full package. And that's the idea. Okay, so okay, I have a colleague. I have a few people who are using SendFox. SendFox is fantastic, but you get what you pay for. Remember that. Not all email providers are equal. So in my experience, some of the people that the TPT sellers with SendFox, what they're discovering is this confirmation email sometimes takes a while to get into their inbox. Okay. It's not just SendFox. So I used to use something called Zoho campaigns because I use Zoho for my CRM. And the problem with Zoho is sometimes there was a lag as well, I found, with getting this confirmation email. But I haven't had that lag with MailChimp, and I haven't had that lag in this confirmation email with ConvertKit yet. Will there be a lag? Yeah, it's possible, right? But I find, generally speaking, the email is quicker with ConvertKit. SendFox, by the way, has a premium version that you can pay for, an annual whatever or a monthly whatever, I think, where you get a faster email delivery. But again, you either spend in time or in money. So for me, at my stage of the game, I need to pay for the paid version of ConvertKit because of what I want to do. I want to have this funnel where I can automate and send them 7 emails where I'm nurturing that relationship. Should you start here? No, probably not. Start with a free ConvertKit account and then go from there. All right, so let's wrap things up. 3 of you made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, it's good to see you. I love seeing you here. And by the way, Digital for French, watch today's video. It'll get posted probably, I don't know, in 24 hours. But I walk through more about my theory behind the email stuff. And it's just, yeah, it's strategy. So I do want to touch base with you eventually because I'm curious to hear about how your niche is going and the conversion to printables. But yeah, okay. So if you're still watching, understand that this is a long road, right? Like we're all in it together. We all start from zero. And I feel confident in that because Alex Hormozi, who I listen to a lot, he was talking in one of his books, like his podcast took him 5 years to actually get going, whereas his YouTube channel just blew up. So these things take time. And if it took him 5 years to grow his podcast, I'm okay with it taking me 5 years as well. And right now I have 3 people watching. In a year or 2, it might be 30 people, right? And you can go back and see, yeah, we all started this grind where we're creating content on TPT. It's not selling yet. That's the game. If we can find joy in figuring out, okay, when I sell this kind of product, it seems to work. Or when I do this, it's that experimenting, right? And that's what that SEOT mindset's about. So if you like this, check out SEOTpreneur Pro, because then you can ask specific questions in the homework club or ask specific questions about your TPT store in that sort of forum setting. And we will see you next time. Have a fantastic weekend. And Tuesday's live stream on Rika and I, we're going to try to figure out why that one setting on her TPT store boosted her from page 2 to page 1. And is it still there? And the live stream is on the SEOTpreneur channel. See you later. Have a great